Look at me. Really look. What's the first thing you see? Is it my curly hair, my smile, my kind eyes, or is it my fat body? It's okay. It's okay, you're forgiven. But what does my body signify to you? Laziness, gluttony, lack of willpower, desperately needs to go on a diet. I used to think all those things too. For more than 25 years, I believed those things about my body, about me, and I subjected it to traumatic restriction and inevitable binging, all in the pursuit of thinness. My body, this miraculous vessel that contains my very essence, represented an abject personal failure that was my fault, my responsibility, my choice. If only I tried hard enough, the weight would come off and stay off. Well, I'm here to tell you that I am proof. Proof that diets, what? Don't work. I've always been fat. And around age 18, I met the one, the longest lasting relationship of my life. Their name, Weight Watchers. You know, the program with the points and Oprah and the bread with the commercials. And just sidebar, a croissant is like 20 points. And you only get like 24 in a day, so basically you're fucked. My weekly meetings with this new and exciting significant other take place in a dreary office basement building nastiness. Super romantic, right? I make sure to pee before going in because that 0.8 of an ounce, that's gonna make all the difference right there. So I go in and I stand in line and I am so nervous. I'm there with a bunch of middle-aged fat women and we're all waiting to get weighed in by a chipper success story employee. And I'm just progressively nervous with each step, perspiring lightly, but trying to keep my cool. She weighs me, she writes down the dreaded number in a little paper booklet that you get to keep and bring back with you every week and carry around constantly, like this constant reminder of your corporeal existence. So week after week after week, I pee again. I pee sometimes a third time, perspire, wait in line, clutching my little booklet, hoping that I'll be awarded with a sticker because I've lost weight, and more often than not, getting some empty platitudes because I've gained. And most of the people who run these meetings are thin women who have managed to lose weight and keep it off. If they can do it, so can you. Well, I only learned much later in life that these wonderful people are the unicorns of dieting. The research shows that only about 5% of people who try to lose weight and manage to lose weight can keep it off long term. That's a 95% failure rate. Would you get an appendectomy from a surgeon with a 95% failure rate? We sit in our group meetings week after week, sharing tips and tricks. Drink a glass of water before you eat. You'll eat less. Repeat the mantra, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Oh, and do I buy into it? Hard. I'm like, yes, if only I lost the weight, my life would really begin. I'd be happy, I'd be desirable. And I did. I lost a lot of weight. Over the years, I have lost hundreds of pounds. But here I stand, fat and fabulous as ever. And in August of 2019, my significant other developed an unhealthy interest in children in the form of a dieting app for kids. Yes, thank you. Just to reiterate that, a dieting app for children. Something in me breaks and I just lose my shit. Because I'm thinking, I would never subject a child to this. For example, my then 8-year-old nephew, who as far as I know has a very healthy and happy relationship with their body, I would never put them on such a program. So why am I putting myself through essentially the same thing? Where is my happy relationship with my body? Why do I insist on remaining in this toxic relationship with a partner who makes me feel bad about myself and denies me pastries? So I quit. For the last time, I vow. I go home, pick up my scale, fling open the closet door, and shove it all the way at the back. And I immerse myself in body positivity. And guess what happens? When I stop restricting and start eating what I want when I want, I gain some weight. And suddenly, I'm in a changing room and my pants won't fasten. And this is hardly the first time something like this has happened to me, but it really shatters me. So I revert back to the comfort of dieting, slinking back to my ex like just this tail between my chubby legs. I am doomed to remain in this cycle. I last about a month back on the program, because the truth is, once you see the writing on the wall, it's really hard to sit through those meetings and listen to all those platitudes. So I go home, I open the closet, I get my scale, and I throw it in the garbage. Around that time, I have a visit with my doctor. Now, I can't remember a medical appointment of any kind, be it with a GP, gynecologist, neurologist, once even a podiatrist, that didn't end with them telling me the best thing I can do for my health is to lose weight. I have been told to treat an ear infection with weight loss. Sore throat? Try losing some weight, fatty. So at this appointment, my doctor once again brings up the topic of weight loss surgery. And he paints a truly terrifying picture of my future if I don't lose the weight. Diabetes, heart disease, mobility issues, guaranteed early death feels almost guaranteed. So of course, I accept the referral for weight loss surgery. And I go home and I cry myself to sleep for weeks. I mean, he's my doctor. He took an oath to do no harm, so this must be the only option for me. I try to rationalize it every which way I can. You know, it's a 2-year plus waiting list. I can always change my mind. I'm just gathering more information. And I continue to read everything I can about body positivity, which leads me to learn about the concept of fat liberation and fat justice. And there it was. I felt completely seen and understood. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. A few weeks ago, my phone rings. Hi, we're calling from the bariatric surgery department. My heart plummets to the base of the very stomach that they want to amputate. And in the course of, I swear this must have been at most a 30-second phone call, I go on a journey. You know, on the one hand, it's true, my life would be so much easier if I were thinner for so many reasons. But on the other hand, the surgery is risky and notorious for complications and still not a guarantee of quote-unquote success. But on the other hand, clearly there is a thin diva living inside me who just wants to be free. But on the other hand, and then I stop. For one thing, I've run out of hands. But also I just realize, no. And I ask them politely to take me off the list. I hang up the phone and I breathe a sigh of relief. This is my choice for my body, and I am at peace with it. I can't escape the fat, so I might as well embrace the fat. How's that for a platitude? Now, we've all been through a pandemic. We've all gained some weight. And if you haven't, congratulations, you're a unicorn. And my favorite thing to do in the world is go to New York City and see Broadway shows. Basic maybe, but it's me. And I plan on going this November for my 40th birthday. And I'm not sure I'm going to fit in the theater seats anymore. And that really sucks. Sorry, really does. And I remember I was even here at the Centaur a few months ago, and I fit in the seats. It's okay. I'm doing a little tally of all the theaters around Montreal, where I fit, where I don't fit. It's a really fun game. But it's always kind of a squished and bruised kind of a situation. But I realize now this isn't my fault. And we can get into that later. Come see me for a drink, and I'll talk about like fat phobia and the patriarchy and everything. But I decide to advocate for myself. And I contact the theater in New York, and I find out the seat measurements. And you know what? I might not fit. I might fit. We'll see. It's pretty close. But wouldn't it just be great if they made seats for all bodies? A few weeks ago, I was at a show here in Montreal, and the venue had fat-friendly, accessible seating. And I literally cried because I was able to enjoy the entire show in complete comfort. No pinching, no bruising, no loss of circulation, just a human being who is worthy of respect, just living their best life. More of this, please. And the more loving and accepting I am of my fat body and its inevitable fluctuations, it happens to all of us, it's cool, I am just so much happier. More of this too, please. Look at me. Really look. I am fat. Very fat. Beautifully fat. Wonderfully fat. Forever fat. And that's okay. Thank you.